Let's be friends.
All right, here we go. Craig Smoak's off the radar coming around the corner. Baylor Director of Athletics, Mac Rhodes at 5 o'clock. We are now joined by state championship quarterback up for Mr. Texas football in the great state of this Texas, of course, and also headed to Lamar University, Major Bowden, a few days after they captured the state championship with a win against Gilmer. Major, thanks for your time. Craig Smoak, Paul Catalina, and David Smoak. What's it been like since late Friday evening? What's it been like in your life? We have him?
Yeah, he's on. Major, can you hear us? Let me try calling him back.
All right, we'll try to reconnect with him. That was awkward. See if we can
only making it more, but yeah, I mean, we got a bowl game going on here. Wyoming trailing Kent State 24-21 as those just continue to roll on along.
Major Bowden, China Spring quarterback, state championship. What's your life been like since late Friday evening when you captured the 4A Division II state title?
Yeah, it's all been nice. You know, the community's really rallied around us, and just they're all great. They're all super pumped to have one come our way. So it's been pretty nice.
Major, I mean, it's been a long time since China Spring won. How many, old China Spring folks have come to you just like just in gleeful about that win?
Yeah, they were all pretty pumped to have someone to connect with and to have that relationship with. So yeah, it's super cool.
Major, has it sunk in yet, or when did it sink in? If it has,
I'm not even sure if it's actually all the way sunk in. But yesterday when we went and designed the rings, it probably hit me then.
Oh, really? That would probably.
Sir.
How big is that ring going to be? You have any idea?
It's pretty big. It's going to be a lot to wear.
Yeah, these championship rings now get to the point where you almost can't wear them. They're so large. It like weights your hand down, but it is a good thing. Your father told me, and you're the third of 4 children in your family, that when most people fall into a mud puddle, they get wet, they get muddy, and they can't get themselves cleaned up. You come out of a mud puddle holding on to an 8-pound bass. That's always been just kind of what you do. You make something out of anything. What's that been like, and is that true?
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I was raised, I guess. That's just how I've always been, but that's a good comparison.
So you found your 8-pound bass on Friday evening with Gilmer. When you scored the touchdown to put you up 31-7, it was kind of a fist bump or two. Did you know then? What was that feeling like, even though you had the game in control, to know you pretty much put it away?
I knew that was probably the game-winning touchdown out there, and just looking up at the crowd, seeing everything, it was sweet.
What does it mean to the community? What's it been like around the community?
Yeah, it's been a lot. They've all like rallied around us and just been giving us free food here and there, and just all been pumped to have a win. So you can definitely feel it.
Major, you're going to Lamar University to play for Blaine Morgan, who played at Air Force Academy. I know you're playing different positions. They're going to find what's best for you. Did he ever talk to you much about the option that he ran at Air Force Academy, and is that anything that might include you down there?
Yes, sir. He's talked to me a little bit about it. For the most part, I'll just be a running back there. He said they might come up with a few packages since I ran the option here that maybe I get to go and run some option there. But for the most part, I'll be a running back.
Major, just can you kind of put into words what the journey was like? I mean, you guys obviously, we saw y'all last year at the tough loss to Connolly and what was a fantastic game at y'all's place, and obviously got to the playoffs and came up short. So, I mean, I imagine the mindset was like that of a lot of, senior-laden teams, but can you just describe sort of the journey from last year and then, making sure that this year was the year and capping it off?
Yes, sir. So coming off the Carthage loss last year, we all were just motivated to not let that happen next year, which is this year. And so we just all worked really hard over the off season and just had the goal in mind and just go 1-0 every week, and just it flew by, and it's crazy.
The teams that you beat even in the playoffs last year, which included West Orange Stark, included Sealy, and then you doubled down by beating them again. And then also along the way, you beat Cuero in the semis and, of course, Carthage. What did it mean going into that game, knowing you had a chance because you'd played them, they beat you pretty badly last year. But what did it mean? How confident were you? Because it seemed like even though they are the 800-pound gorilla, that you might have been the team that felt like it was your time.
Yes, sir. We had a lot of confidence going into that game, and for a part of me, I was kind of nervous that maybe we had too much confidence going into it. But yeah, we had a lot of confidence going into it, and we were just determined to not let it happen again, and we were right.
Major Bowden, China Spring quarterback, with us on Sikkim 365 Radio and 365 Sports. Now, there was a little bit of that story yesterday that happened in the China Spring football program. Brian Bell announced that he was leaving. He's going to be hired at Baylor. Can you kind of describe what the day was like when you found out? What was it, kind of the protocol throughout the day?
Yes, sir. So he just called a team meeting up, and we all went up there. And he told us the news, and everyone was kind of shocked, but at the same time, we all knew, we all understood, and so we were all super happy for him, but just kind of shocked in how fast it all happened, but super proud of him.
What did he mean to the program? I know his father was there for a long time. His brother played there, of course, now at Baylor. What did Brian Bell mean to the program, in your opinion, in the short time he was the head coach?
Yes, sir. I mean, he was the face of it. You know, everyone knows China Spring by the bells, and so he was a good face of it. But we all just really connected to Coach B and loved him. So it's going to be a shock.
Mr. Texas football finalist, with a history of what this state means when it comes to football and high school football. When you found that out, what was your reaction, and what would that mean to you if, in fact, that by being a finalist alone, what does that mean to you?
Yes, sir. It's a huge honor. I mean, it's something you kind of dream of, but you don't really think about. But when I saw that, I was super pumped, and just to be a finalist is super cool.
Your father told me that you're the third of four children, that he prayed that you would be a redheaded boy. I think that pretty much happened, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
He said you were born with nothing but skin and bones and blazing red hair, like a matchstick.
Matchstick. That's a good comparison.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm surprised that's not his nickname.
Yeah, matchstick. I think, well, you're a spark to the offense. You can light the match, right? And now, how many times growing up did people tell you were too small to play football and be good at it?
Growing up, they kind of made jokes about it and stuff, and maybe a few times they were like, "You're too small to go play college football," or everything. But I knew you kind of have to block that out.
You're tougher than hell, aren't you, man? Where did that come from in your life?
How I was raised, watching my brother play before me. He was a tough, just go get it every play kind of kid. So just watching him and just learning from him, I just took that on.
And he was at Mary Hart. He's at Mary Hart and Baylor, correct? A part of the national championship team?
Yes, sir.
So what a weekend that was.
Yes, sir.
What did he say? Did he text you or you text him?
We kind of both texted each other because I think he kept up with my game before his game, and then I watched his on the bus ride home. So we were both just super pumped and just kind of in awe that it happened.
How many pages of statistics do you have from your grandfather, or does he have, Tom, of Major Bowden, your father, your brother, and how cool has he been in your career?
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, he has every stat ever in our whole lives. So if I ever need to go back and ask him for a stat, he's got it. He's got it in his house. So it's super cool.
You mentioned college football. You're headed to Lamar University to play for Blaine Morgan. We mentioned that. And I know that Braden Faulkner's going down there as well. The Cardinals, of course, trying to get that program back to respectability. Give me an idea about the recruitment and why Lamar.
Yes, sir. They've been a lot, like they connect a lot with the players they're recruiting, and just the atmosphere that they're trying to build out there and get their program jump started again. It just seems like a cool place to be.
Hey, enjoy the Christmas holidays. We just had Western Kentucky quarterback Bailey Zappi on, who set all the records for passing in college football history. And he said he's about to go hunting to decompress, put his phone up, and enjoy a little bit of downtime. What's next for you?
Yes, sir. Just spending time with family over the break, and then just, I guess, getting ready for the track season.
Well, yep, you'll probably do well as well with what you've done. Major, it was fun to watch you and see what you accomplished. I know it wasn't just you; it was everybody else. You got some big dudes in front of you that blocked, and of course you had skilled people everywhere as well. Congratulations! The defense was incredible. Thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Major Bowden, state championship quarterback at China Spring, and we saw them in a game last year, in an overtime game against Connolly. That was a dramatic finish, and they still went on to get a couple, 4 rounds deep, and then lost to Carthage in the quarterfinals. And this year they beat Carthage in round 3. They beat some dogs: Carthage, West Orange Stark, Gilmer, Cuero, and Sealy, that have probably a couple of dozen state championships in their history. And now they have 2, 1978 with China Spring, and also on Friday night.
Yeah, that was big for the city of China Spring, the town of China Spring, whatever you want to call it. That's 1978. That's a long time. Yeah, people just have come and gone from the earth and not got to see it.
What did you say it was?
It's a long time.
Yeah,
Look,
that was another.
It's 3 years before I was born.
It was a year after I graduated from high school, and I'm an old head. Remember?
Yeah. Well, look, I am either an old head or a pre-old head, because if Coach Helton's an old head, he's 44, I'm 41.
Yeah, you're not even close. When we come back, Craig Smoak's Off the Radar.